Yeah, potential match point, game point here, game set. That's what RSG are looking for, and you can see, look at that aggression. Once again, it's the EXP lane suffering from this aggression, and this is going to trickle down once again into EXP across the map, gold across the map, because Adamir is going to be stuck clearing the waves.
And so of course, a fast 2 game is not necessarily going to be played out from Flash, as now Adamir is still in the bottom lane. They're trying to get as much as possible to move around.
Oh, Lousy falling so low right at the start. That's not going to be good news for Hades.
It's not going to be that big of a problem, I gotta have to say. But the way that both of these teams will want to play is, at least for Team Flash, right? They have an Irithel onto their side. They are definitely going to be very, very confident with winning the lane, since Brody doesn't really have as good of a trade as Irithel. So just kind of leave him alone unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yep, so far, Orki already has that gold advantage and EXP advantage against Vanix here, and I know I'm still waiting for the arrival of Lord Vanix. We have been waiting for his. I've laid down the red carpet, guys.
So okay, one thing that we're gonna have to focus on as well is going to be the emblems, right? Because apparently Diablo has also went for lethal ignition. He wants to outright bully this Adamir in this lane. So I think that the RSG may be up to something here because they have 3 men down at the bottom.
They're trying to bully him, like you said. Adamir immediately goes down. 3 members of RSG just crashing down onto him with nowhere to go. So you're right. I mean, actually, no, you said Diablo, you know, he can't go into the damage, and he's like, what do you say? No, I'm gonna go Paquito, and I'm gonna go burst all the way and bully Adamir out of his lane.
Yeah, I was really wanting to see them go for a Labu, right? Since it's pretty much kind of like a hybrid. You can sustain, you can deal damage at the same time. It suits as a position 3. But Diablo and friends are in RSG. They're just like, you know what, screw that.
They're still trying to take the turtle here. It looks like Flash might get it. Hades pops the Retribution, does have that in the bag now. Bray coming from the sidelines, gets a bit of damage, but will get out for now.
Well, that's some good news, right? At least take a look at the damage that Sicilion's able to lay down onto Bray. So Jay, with the Sanguine Claws and the bad impact, does chunk him down quite a bit. So they could have something to play for on the side of Team Flash, where if Bray is caught out of position, they could get a kill and recover some of the farm that they're missing out right now.
Funny how Lucian... Oh wait, hold on a second. Lucian actually managed to do it.
Ring of Order. He is going to set the tempo. He wants order in the map, and he's going to get it.
Oh, that's so sad.
That is actually sad, yeah. Hades, I'm not... Okay, you know what? Give me a second. Let me take a look what exactly happened there. Does he not have the Retribution to actually take that away, or was he just complacent?
Might not have popped it there, but in the meantime, top side, Lousy has to flicker out, took some damage here. Oki stunned out, he's being targeted here. Taunt onto him, but Sayla comes in with the clutch Nether Realm to save him from that. Vanix still lands the shot on him though, so Oki goes down for the moment. It's 1-1 in terms of kills, but RSG, they're still not backing off. Flash, they're chasing down Sayla here. Praises Wrath, landed by Hades here for the final blow, and Sayla will be put in a coffin as well. Lucian Cutie, the Sanguine Claws forces the flicker, manages to escape.
Yep, and this is the Flash that we're waiting for. Adamir coming in with last insanity, burns out his last shreds of mental health there, and gets the kill for himself.
Doesn't seem like that's going to be the end yet though, but Hades, after losing his own purple buff over to the hands of Lucian Cutie, it seems that he really wanted it back, and such he will this time. Yep. Didn't even use the Retribution actually.
This feels like a very different Flash at this point. They have a point to prove. They are not
petty. Yeah. They're so petty.
They're not going to take these losses sitting down. They're going to stand up and fight for themselves.
2 games, I'm coming back. Took my purple buff, I'm coming right back at you.
Yep, and Jay has been so impressive. He has been landing the perfect bad impacts. He now has the Clock of Destiny on hand. All he needs is probably that Lightning Truncheon. He's going to deal a ton of damage.
I think that will only come after maybe 10 minutes into the game. they need a lot more time. Team Flash's lineup is actually a pretty greedy lineup if you ask me. But for now, the turtle actually goes over to the hands of Team Flash, while RSG didn't really quite contest for it to a certain extent. It was all down to a 50-50.
It's only greed if you can't pull it off, right?
That is
if you pull it off, it's calculated risk. So far, Flash has been able to make the right calculations. Whether or not they can continue to do that is the question. You ask for Lord Vanix. He's going to be the one taking down this top turret here. So the first structure actually in favor of Team Flash.
Yep, I'm waiting for Vanix to tell the team of RSG to grovel at his feet once he hits his power spike. But that's a later part of the game, right? And of course, there are many different things that need to happen to allow Team Flash to hit that power spike they were waiting for. Right now, of course, the pressure is on them. So RSG, they still have the lead, but right now, it looks like, it's a pretty even itemization on both ends.
Now, of course, looking at the Xbox, he went for a Dreadnought armor first, understandably, because he's fighting against a Paquito. In fact, a damaged Paquito that has already gotten a Blade of the Heptases, Fury Hammer, and plus the Fury Ignition the Lethal Ignition as the battle spell. So we don't really care so much about the Ice Queen's Wand on the side of Adamir that early. If he's going against a Terizla, that is going to be a completely different case and different scenario. Adamir will want to build up Dreadnought armor and then finish things off with an Immortality that pretty much will allow Adamir to get himself out of the lane.
Well, as it stands now, RSG have the turret advantage, so a little bit more map control. They have taken just one more turret compared to the side of Team Flash. But you have seen it. There is going to be a lane swap, so Lord Vanix now, hang on.
Circling Eagle pop by Lalzi, knocks him up. Lalzi actually is the one to go down here. Diablo surviving with the slither of health. Hades will be able to close that up for him. Sayla drags him with the Shadow Stampede, doesn't get him under the turret, but Diablo, man, you know that's a comfort pick when you see something like that. The Divine Judgment onto Hades, pulls him in. Damage poured out. Is it enough to close him out? Bray on the chase. Sayla lands that.
Turtle.
And it's going to be the turtle now. That's their next objective. Both of them looking for that Bray in some trouble. He lands the retreat before he dies to the hands of Vanix. And now Oki is on the run. Vanix trying to lay out the damage here. Adamir, that last bit of health. Will it be enough? Lalzi with the circling eagle coming back in. Decides to retreat. The knockup onto Diablo will be enough to disengage this.
So many different things happening at the same time, but I still think RSG came out with the win. It was more of a recovery period for Team Flash. Vanix gets a couple of kills, 2-0-2 at this point. He is on track to get his farm up. But more importantly is Bray has now secured an EXP lead for the team with that turtle.
I think that RSG, they are literally just walking on thin ice. As Team Flash, they do have a lineup that is a lot more calculated for the later stages of the game. Jay was slowly and starting to scale towards the later stages. And RSG, they gotta have to respect that. All the Sanguine Claws and the bad impact, they all are very, very impactful.
Well, Lord Vanix is starting to hit his power spikes very comfortably at this point. You can see the amount of damage he's actually throwing out. It's quite painful. It's something that RSG cannot ignore. And adding with the fact that Oki, not exactly having the best game. It's not a horrible game. It's just 0-1-1. But knowing how Oki has been super consistent in all these games so far, you can see this is not a very comfortable game for him so far.
Perhaps a few more turrets is going to make things a little bit better, I suppose. The thing is, RSG, they do have this Divine Judgment that can really lock one person down as such.
The flicker in will get Hades with the Divine Judgment, but Flash, they're ready for this. Diablo goes in the backline, tries to find Vanix here, will not be able to. So far, just dashes around. Lalzi has to back out after fighting with RSG. Adamir with the burst on the last Insanity, crashes onto Oki, but in the front, it's gonna be Diablo taking all the brunt of that damage from Team Flash, and he is put in a coffin. Bray next to go. Hades secures that one. Sayla in the sights of Team Flash. Will the damage be enough? Lucian Cutie comes in for the rescue and will help Sayla carve a path out.
I mean, we talked about Jay, but he is the true magician in this fight itself. The moment he arrived, he got the second clause. They caught out Bray. So many important members of RSG just dropping like flies. The moment this vampire dropped on the scene, it was like a horror movie for the side of RSG.
Like I was about to mention about the fact that yes, they do have lockdown on the side of losing Cutie, but do they even have anyone that can really make full use of it? Do they have enough shred? I would love to see a combo of the carry plus the Kaja if that's going to be the case of picking up a Kaja, but they did of course opt for the Brody after all.
50-50 Bray.
Bray takes a lot of damage, tries to go for it, but still gonna go the way of Hades now. Flash, they're content with this. They wanted the objective, they got it, but Diablo, he gets one onto Lalzi, so trades that out for a kill, but still huge for Flash here.
Yep, definitely a big win for Flash. It's fine to trade out Lalzi at this point. It's 0, 2, and 6. His job is really just to allow that focusing mark to be maximized in efficiency when Team Flash fights. And, you know, adding on with the first Lord of the game going into the hands of Flash, they must start to do some serious damage. They need to take a couple of the turrets, take a couple of kills, anything. They need to build this lead for themselves.
I think what is missing is probably the mobility for the side of RSG. They gotta have to go for a little bit of split kind of pushes, since especially Diablo can wave clear really fast. This way they will be able to break apart Team Flash's lineup, because Team Flash, they don't have anyone that can really match the speed of how Diablo can just split push. In fact, I'm looking at that and I'm great, and I'm really happy that they are doing that right now.
It's like the game plan that they always have in the back pocket, right? But Team Flash, they want to fight, and now some damage being put out to zone them away from this tier 2 turret. Team Flash cracking up more structures in their favor. All this time, Diablo trying to split push as much as possible, but has to be stopped at this moment.
Yep, he's going to be successful in his TP home, and more importantly is Bray manages to find a bit of security around the map as well. So one of the things that you'll notice about RSG is they tend to have very aggressive positionings. It's a risky move, but one of the things, the benefits of doing so is they get to have silent knowledge of where the opponent team is at. This is one of the things that they talked about backstage after the regular season as well. So you can see it's working out really well for them. That's how they get this very insane catches, especially from Lucian Cutie with the flicker, sometimes not even necessary at all.
That's what they're trying to gun for here, right? I mean, the Lucian Cutie with the Divine Judgment, and you pull someone, Bray and Diablo can dive in the backline, but so far, Bray has been pretty squishy on this Nolan, right? So compared to how he usually plays, you know, the likes of Fredrin, he isn't able to pull off that same strategy. And so far, it doesn't look like RSG's game plan has been working out as they wanted to.
Yep.
RSG so far, they have been... I think that for this game... Oh, wait, hold on a second, middle.
Sanguine Claws, so much damage. It melted half of Lucian Cutie's HP there, and all Flash had to do was to just close that up for themselves. So they are one member down at this moment. It's up to Team Flash to make the full use of it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give respect over to Jay right now, and even to Vanix, right? For the side of RSG, this is my concern originally, is that if you do pick up another EXP laner, you don't have a lot of durability or perhaps even sustainability. So RSG's lineup right now is really more about fully utilizing the Nether Realm, and that is going to be the only way that you can ever get any form of insurance. Pour all of the investments into damage by going in kind of like an all-strike meta that we have seen before in the past. Literally every single one of your members in your team, they are dealing a lot of damage. You kill one, there's still 4 other people that can kill you. Kill 2, there's still 3 other people that can kill you kind of situation.
Yeah, but that's exactly the strength of Jay, right? That bad impact is going to neutralize the Nether Realm instantly. And, you know, with that, look at the damage that they're able to do. Team Flash going to secure the Lord for themselves. And by right, with a late game composition like what Flash has drafted, you expect their power spikes to hit maybe 15, 16 minutes, but they're already this strong at 13 minutes going into 14. And that's a very scary sign for RSG because it renders your Nether Realm completely useless in the late game.
Eventually, the itemizations will be able to give us a little bit of an idea what they're going for. Diablo 100% on the damage, there's not a single sustainability onto his side. While Nolan also went straight off for damage. Literally, none of the members from the side of RSG, they would want to have any form of sustain or durability. They went all out for damage, which is something that we don't see very often. But hold on a second, as now Sailor finds himself in the bad spot.
Oh no, the Nether Realm was already spent and he goes down. It was enough to take him, and RSG standing on their defenses now. They did take the Lord down, so it's a sigh of relief for now. I think temporary reprieve, but Flash, they want this. They're diving in. The Glass Insanity popped by Adamir here. Bray into the wall. Flash gets that base turret, and they look like they're pretty happy with that.
Yep, they're going to take a very quick escape with the ticket itself. They are very mobile as well. If there's anything that goes wrong, they have the guarding wind for them to run back. But they might consider a re-engage here if the situation seems correct for them.
Although I gotta have to say, even though Team Flash has been, oh wow.
Wow, Pain is at half-life on Bray from one Sanguine Claws.
Even though we are only looking, at a middle lane inhibitor turret being completely destroyed by the hands of Team Flash, Team Flash is only 2,200 gold above of RSG. That is the only form of advantage that we are looking out for. So anything could still happen at this point in time. If Team Flash were to make any form of mistakes, make no mistake, RSG will run you down.
Oh, for sure. But at this point, right now, I think RSG feels kind of jaded by Jade. With all the damage that he's putting out, Adamir on the front lines together with Hades always makes it so difficult for Lucian Cutie to do anything. Because he feels like, hey, I need to get this Divine Judgment on someone, but I don't want to do it and use it on Hades or Adamir, but they're always in my face.
So, what is the problem here? And how could they do it? Lucian Cutie is the only one that is in the Roma that have some form of durability, right? He's the only one that can open up the map. And he's the only one that will meet face to face with the front lines of Team Flash, which is very likely gonna be Hades. So from that point on, you're gonna have to think, do you want to pull a Divine Judgment on Hades immediately in order to create some space to make sure that, you know, Hades do not disrupt either Diablo or Bray as they dive over to the back lines. Because I'm pretty sure that Bray and Diablo, they both have their individual roles of assassinating Vanix and Jay respectively and leave Hades entirely alone.
Well, there's one other consideration, which is the Shadow Stampede with the flicker into multiple people on the backlines of Flash, but that can only happen when they have vision. So, which is why you see Flash playing so very safe. They don't allow RSG to have eyes on them.
Oh, Diablo in the top side, being spotted out by Team Flash here. They're pulling the trigger on the Lord. Lucian Cutie has used his flicker already. Hades pops the retry. They managed to secure that for themselves. Netherrealm is used by Sayla. They're trying to go through RSG now, one by one by one. Diablo fending them off, but is it going to be enough? The damage coming in from Jay. Lalzi lands that killing blow, and it's going to be RSG on their hind legs running away from that fight.
Finally, Team Flash has found the key. They found the lock. The doors are gonna be open. The mid lane is plenty open and free for Team Flash to have that entry. Right now, Jay also has that regen available. So Aki and Sayla, they're gonna be left with this.
Aki having to flicker out prematurely. Lalzi going in the backline for him, but the Lord is being chunked down on the base, and it's gonna be Team Flash cracking one game back for themselves, and we are going into a game number 4.
Yep, this is